Okay, in this video I'm going to show you how to attach together multiple videos from a Blackvue dash cam, more specifically to the models that I own, the DR750, which is this one right here, the DR750S, 2 channels, and the the DR650S, 2 channels. It's basically the same thing for both, so it's just going to be one quick demonstration here. Now, the Blackvue cameras have a major issue when it comes to recording with the rear camera. The rear camera records less time than the front camera. Let me better explain that. The front camera records sequences of 1 minute videos, okay? The rear camera, however, although it's simultaneously recording, only records about 59 seconds and change. So there is a gap in between one sequence and the other. What happens is, if you want to create a video where both cameras are perfectly synchronized, and that's outside of the Blackvue software, the Blackvue software will kind of cheat you on this kind of thing, because it will actually freeze the frame on the rear camera while the front camera video is playing. So for a brief moment, and that's less than a second, you might not notice that frame is frozen, and then it moves on to the next sequence. So that's why you don't really notice, and people keep on buying these cameras like I did, not realizing that there was a gap there. I talked to Blackvue already about this. I'm not going there anymore. They did say that, yeah, there is a small gap, but that's because they don't want to corrupt the video, they don't want to corrupt the card, the memory card, the micro SD card, because if they did the same time for both cameras, you would end up corrupting the SD card. I think that answer is not really true. Not to use other terminology here I don't want to use. However, I can tell you that there is another brand of camera that does the same time in the front camera and the rear camera, the same amount of seconds. So it's 60 seconds on the front, 60 seconds on the rear. There's no gap. So it is possible to do it. Blackvue just doesn't have, apparently, the knowledge to get it done. So I'm going to show you, if you want to create a video using RaceRender, for those that take your car to the track, and then you want to be able to synchronize the rear camera with the front camera, and you start noticing that the rear camera video doesn't really synchronize no matter what you do. You may synchronize the beginning of the video, but then it starts getting off sync as the video progresses. So I'm going to show you what you need to do on RaceRender. Here I have already created a bunch of videos. I'm on day 2, session number 2. So this was an HPDE session, and I've already created the front camera, which is actually pointing to the driver, and my rear camera is actually pointing to the driver window. Okay, so pointing outside of the car through the window on the driver's side. So the first thing I'm going to do is, after you open RaceRender, you can go ahead and create your label real quick. What's going to show on the display in this particular case is not going to be cockpit anymore. It's going to be window on the driver's side. So I'm going to apply this, get rid of this. Let me maximize this right now. So now what I'm going to do is collect the files. Okay, so what you really want from this video is not this. What you really want from this video, if you're watching this video right now, you probably just want to know what you need to add in between each video to fill out that gap that Blackvue leaves you with. These videos have GPS data on it. I don't care for the GPS data right now. I have that on a separate device, so I don't care for the GPS data from the camera itself. So I'm going to say no to all of this. All right, so once you have all of these videos here, what you want to do is select them all. So I click on the first one, I scroll down, I press Shift and click on the last one, and you want to right click and you want to join all the videos together. All the videos are joined. Now you can see the video here on the left side of the screen. Now what I want to do, and I'm probably going to have to pause this video for a while. I just want to, because it's a lot, I'm going to start adding time fillers here. So let's add a time filler. You'll see it down here. Let's add, I'm going to have to add about 30 or some of them because I already know how many videos I have. So the number of videos you have is the number of fillers you're going to have to add. But before I do that, let me show you something real quick. And this is probably the part of the video that you really want to memorize, okay? You don't have to watch the whole video. I recommend you do, but here's the trick. You open your time filler. Here's a time filler dialog window. You don't want fill out with a whole second because it is not a whole second, and I learned that the hard way. I spent several hours trying to figure out how many seconds I needed to put on this. So it's exactly 0.451 seconds. So this is less than half a second, okay? And this is probably why Blackvue doesn't care about fixing the problem, because they figure it's a consumer product, less than half second is really no big deal, and they're not going to bother with it. All right, let's do this. Now I have it here set as 0.451 seconds. What you want to do is make sure that that goes before the first video, because the gap is not at the end of the video with Blackvue. The gap is in the beginning of the video. So it records half a second, about half a second or less later than the front camera. This is my rear camera. Again, this is my rear camera. I know it's pointing to the window, but that's how I have it set up, and I have the same thing on the other side of the car. All right, so what I want to do now is I want to duplicate this, okay? And it's going to, RaceRender is going to put it all the way at the bottom here. It's going to be a pain because now I'm going to have to get them all to come all the way up and start putting them in between the videos. You see what I'm doing? This time filler is for this video, this time filler is for this video, and so on and so forth. I'm going to have to keep on duplicating them. Why am I duplicating them? Because I don't want to enter 0.451 seconds in every one of them. I can just simply duplicate them and start adding them, okay? So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to start creating a bunch of them. Just duplicate, 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 and then start dragging them from the bottom, okay? I'm going to pause the video now because I don't want it to go through this painful process with me. I'll just come back when I'm about ready to start rendering the video. Okay, I'm back. So as you can see, that's cool. What you can see is that I've already added to a time filler, gap filler, let's call it that way, before each video. I'm almost done. I just want to show you how I do it real quick. Guys, this is after you've already lined up all your videos, all your ducks in a row, okay? You took all your videos from your camera. Let me show you here. Here are the videos from my camera. I've already separated them into front videos and rear videos, okay? This is another painstaking process because they all come mixed together in one big directory. So I have to separate them. The difference is the rear videos in this particular camera model, they come with R at the end. NR, that's normal rear. Okay, normal rear. And you also have the front videos, and they end with F for front. Normal front, normal front, normal front. So I've already separated them into folders so I can easily go into what I want. I'm on here, day 2, session 2, rear camera video. It's real simple for me, okay? It's real simple for me. And I make it this way so I'm well organized, and when I'm ready to use my rendering software here, I know exactly what the videos are. Okay, so there is a lot of preparation work behind this, and I don't want you to think it's all that simple. You need to really prepare. My recommendation to you is don't buy Blackvue cameras, okay? When I bought my Blackvue cameras, I was only using it for security purposes. Then we start getting into taking the car to the track, and guess what? I had to work with what I had, right? Let me see if I didn't double time gap. I need to do one more time gap. You see it's missing one here, so I'm going to duplicate it. It's going to show up at the bottom, and you need to move it up once, and that's it. So all my sequences, as you can see, look at the time here. Can you follow the mouse on the screen? See 11:30 and 27. Okay, so 11 hours, 30 minutes, 27 seconds, 11:30 a.m. 11:31 a.m., 11:32 a.m., 11:33 a.m. So you have it all in a sequence here already. So all you gotta do, because the rear videos have this problem where they're missing half a second in the beginning as to compare with the front videos, then you need to add this time filler before each video. Once again, the front camera videos on the Blackvues, they don't have any gaps. It's a full 60-second video. That's fine. The problem is the rear video is missing half a second as compared with the front video. So you see here 59. Let's see what the computer thinks it is, because there is a gap there. See, as you can see here on length, these are the front videos. They're all exactly 60 seconds. In other words, 1 minute. When you go to check the rear videos, they're 59 seconds. So it's not exactly 1 second, and that's what's going to drive you nuts when you try to render the videos, because you think it's 1 second, and you start filling this with 1 second, the time fillers with 1 second each. And it turns out that this video sequence is going to be so much bigger than the front cameras because 1 second is too much. And they will be like, wait a minute, but it's 1 second. How come? So that's going to be the homework that I did for you. You're watching this video because you want to skip that homework to figure out how many seconds you need to put in there. Okay, and it is 0.451. Just keep that in mind, okay? So the rest of it is real easy. I'm going to render. Now I don't want to save the project. This is just temporary. I'm going to say I want to 1080p for internet use. That's fine. I want my maximum quality here as possible. The camera didn't record with the maximum quality anyway, so I'm not going to push too much. And this is going to be, I'm going to name it day 2. I'm just going to use this file name here, day 2 session 2, not 1 because 1 is already done. Okay, I've already done all these sessions, so I'm creating this video to show you now because I had all this experience here already, And I know it works. Okay, so I'm going to save it. Day 2, session 2. We left early that day, and we're going to start rendering right now. As you can see, it's the window video. It was the last session of HPDE we took that day. The weather, as you can tell right here, was getting ugly, so we didn't want to continue on the track with bad weather. Okay, I hope this video was helpful. I know it's extremely specialized into one particular piece of software, one particular kind of camera, but you know what? I can't believe I'm the only person out there that hates this problem from Blackvue. Conclusion is, do not use Blackvue cameras for your track videos. If you take your car to the track, spend more money and buy a decent camera. If you don't want to spend too much, I may recommend you the Thinkware. I believe it's the F800 Pro. The problem with the Thinkware is the audio is horrible. Okay, the Thinkware over amplifies the audio, and if you take your car to the track, you know you're going to have your windows rolled down. It's going to sound all distorted the whole time. Okay, you're not going to understand anything that's going on there. You can even hear your own voice. That's how distorted it's going to be. But at least the Thinkware doesn't have this gap between the front camera video and the rear camera video. Blackvue does. They have been producing these cameras for many years. They have many different models, all of them, including the 900, which is their latest model I've seen, have that problem. All of them have that problem, no exception. They are aware of it. They know the gap is there, and they think it's good because it doesn't, quote unquote, corrupt the SD card. That's the answer I got. And they're not going to fix it. So don't use Blackvue cameras for track videos. Otherwise, you're going to end up like me here, trying to fill out the gaps and making a video on YouTube on how to resolve the problem. Now, one last comment. You're going to have little blackouts on the screen because those are the time gap fillers. Okay, so hopefully you're not going to have this video on the whole time when you render everything, when you put everything together and you synchronize your cameras on your software, whatever you're going to use to synchronize. Hopefully you're not going to have this little video on the window, for example, or the rear of your car the whole time. You don't want to have the video blacking out on the screen, right, when you render. So you might want to show that camera for a little bit, go back to the front camera, go back to the driver camera, whatever amount of cameras you have in your car. Okay, I use the GoPro, I use a Sony action camera, I use Blackvue, God forbid you use Blackvue, and I use Thinkware. Okay, the only camera that gave me a hard time is the Blackvue because of this gap that they have. Thanks for watching the video. Once again, I apologize for the long video, and I hope that this video was helpful to you. Thanks. Bye-bye.